So what's up? Welcome back. Today is Thursday, April the 2nd. Last night, yay, SoFi Stadium, beautiful performance, which coming off the momentum of the new album Bully, which has been receiving a lot of love. I think it's safe to say Yeezy most definitely back, which we say time and time again, but this time the energy, it just feels different. Things feel right, which I'm also happy to confirm we do have new Yeezys on the way coming up real soon. We're also gonna be talking the new Virgil ones, which coming up tomorrow, the rumored sneakers app release, which by the way, it looks like over here in the US, pairs have not loaded up just yet. So could it be potentially that we have a shock drop on our hands? Stay tuned. We're talking all that plus more. If you enjoy these updates, do me a favor real quick. Look, hit the like button down below if you're new here, first time pulling up, consider subscribing. I'm dropping daily sneaker news updates, which to kick things off, we're gonna start with some of today's releases. We saw Converse drop the latest color of the Shea 1, a camo version of the popular basketball model, which we did see drop today via Nike, Converse, as well as select retailers like DSG, which surprisingly, not too difficult of a pair to cop today, which if your size did sell out and you're patient enough, I would say hold off on paying resale, as more so than likely you will see a restock, which I love the way they continue to keep things fresh, dropping new colorways, as well as previewing upcoming releases of this hit basketball model. Now from Nike, we saw the popular Mind collection return, which their CEO, Elliott Hill, recently boasted the big surprise hit of the first quarter here in 2026, which I know a lot of people mess with these. My question is though, is like once Nike, of course, first they're gonna start off with like holding things back to drive up demand, but once these are easily accessible, will they continue to be a hit or will the hype die off once these are more widely accessible? Which for stock numbers wise, they drop like no more than 2,000 pairs per color, a recipe for a quick sellout. And then also from Nike, another model which they're pushing very heavy, the Pegasus, as well as the Vomero Premium, which they teamed up with designer Melita Baumeister, I guess is how you pronounce it, which they're saying is a avant-garde take on this Nike model, which by the way, it looks like yesterday's release was delayed, of course, due to the bots, which they did put out this disclaimer, too many bots are watching. They rescheduled that with a raffle. But as far as the upcoming sneakers app release, you guys can look forward to that going down, coming up on the 8th, while these will also be releasing via Dover Street Market coming up on April 7th. And then we did see a restock today for the Jordan 14 Black University Blue, a pair which did sell out online upon the initial release, but of course, it looks like they have returned today via Nike, whether that was them just holding back pairs, which we know they do from time to time, rather than trying to discount these pairs at a later date. Nike wants to continue to keep things fresh, you know, by the illusion of a sellout, but then of course they will restock pairs. Also, this could be as well returns as well, but it looks like at the time of this recording, you still do have a full size run available via Nike. So we're gonna go ahead and jump here into some Jordan brand updates. Then we'll finish things off with Yeezy. Previously, we did get a look at an upcoming Jordan brand drop, celebrating all the dads out there. Actually right in time for Father's Day with the Jordan 3 World's Best Dad. Now, as far as this first look, it did come to us courtesy of Z Sneakerheads and Sneaker Files, which kind of the big design element that stands out. Normally where you would see this elephant cement print has been replaced with this like ugly ass like shade of brown, like this 90s carpet, which by the way does kind of resemble that same cement elephant print. So that was the mock-up. As far as the official images, which just landed via the back end of Nike's servers, looks like they were just pretty much spot on, but as far as that like detail, it does almost look like just like kind of like a brown version of the cement elephant print, which I would say these ain't bad, right? Colors are cool, got a little hint of red and black in there as well on a white upper. Plus the theme is great. Of course, MJ, you know, honoring his late pops and celebrating all the dads worldwide, as these are set to release coming up May 30th. Retail $215. They will be dropping in full family sizing. Also from Jordan brand, as we just took a look at an official image. Here we have a not so official image, one of these leaks, but we do have a look here at the Jordan 5 Black University Blue, which this one is a little bit special, of course, although not an original Jordan brand drop. This sneaker originally released all the way back in 2006, a year which we've seen Jordan brand, you know, bringing back a lot of those pairs which have never re-released. So the fact that these haven't dropped in over 20 years, I would say, you know, a lot of demand Definitely one of those shoes which you probably have a lot of nostalgia for growing up, and the way the 5s are having a moment, I could definitely see a lot of people gravitating towards this release, which is set for Jordan Brand's Summer 2026 lineup, actually June 20th to be specific. And again, these will be releasing in full family sizing. So we'll be waiting around for the official images. Also noteworthy to mention on the back, you got the classic Jumpman, which does resemble that original pair back from 2006. So that's what we got here for Jordan Brand. And then of course, coming up tomorrow, the rumored Sneakers app release, which all month long, sneakerheads, they've been waiting for a chance to be able to grab these. Pairs have been releasing early, as well as we've seen various retailers, boutiques, dropping their pairs via raffle, but rumors would suggest coming up tomorrow, we could have our best chance yet to be able to grab this pair, as we have seen these load up via the Sneakers app for other regions. But for us here in the US, it's still a little mystery. Could Nike shock drop these? We'll have to wait on it, but it's just really cool to see them bringing these back, right? A shoe which not many people were able to get their hands on. Of course, minus the off-white branding. We now have the Virgil archive, which does open up the possibility for so many other releases. Of course, from the mind of Virgil Abloh, the late great designer, innovator, creator, which is kind of crazy, right? With Ye popping out back again, we got Virgil's releasing. It's just taking us back to a time where, like, just simpler times. You guys know how it is. So as far as tomorrow's release, do you guys feel like these will hit a US Sneakers app drop? I would hope so, because as far as restock, generally when you talk about a Sneakers app release, that's going to be your best chance to be able to get these. Resale prices have continued to dip, so hopefully it can be a little game of limbo. How do you go? How low can you go? You know what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and jump here into Yeezy, which last night we did get word that as far as Ye's SoFi show, night one of 2 nights would actually be broadcasted live via Instagram. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I fell asleep early last night, but I did wake up to a whole bunch of crazy clips. Look, the stage design was out of this world. I mean, you see what's happening, right? I could only imagine what this joint looked like live. So as of lately, Ye making a huge comeback. We just had the new record Bully drop, which, by the way, drop your favorite record down below. A lot of momentum happening over at Yeezy. They also did drop merch for the show as well, which you guys can find online, which includes hoodies, t-shirts, as well as a hat, which is pretty interesting. So that's what you got going on as far as the merch. Last night, as far as Ye's fit, shout out to What Is Ye Wearing. You guys see the little get up which he had on feet. I can't tell if these are maybe an upcoming pair of Yeezys. Most likely not, but as far as Yeezy footwear as of lately, we got some good options, right? Can't forget about the Yeezy slide, which I love the fact that this is a footwear which debuted originally, what was it, like late 2019, 2020 when we saw the Yeezy slide debut. And still to this day, look, years afterwards, still continues to be a big hit. I'm glad that Ye was able to maintain the patent for this design and still bring this shoe to us, I know, at a more affordable price, retailing at 40 bucks. I believe at one point they were 20, but nobody's complaining at 40, right? On top of the Yeezy slide, we got the BL1, which I would say is Yeezy's first more traditional sneaker, of course, coming up from the Adidas breakup. The BL1 goes crazy, which, by the way, if you guys haven't checked out my review, I stamped these 1000%. Look, I stand on it. If you guys grab these, orders are starting to come out, people are starting to receive these. Trust me, you're gonna be pleasantly surprised how comfortable these are. They look dope on feet. Like, look, I stamped these 100%. So that's the BL1, which retails for 80 bucks. And then we got the SL3, the boot, which when you think of Yeezys, right? And Ye, always rocking a pair of boots, retailing for 100 bucks. Still haven't been able to get my hands on a pair of these, but most definitely would love to try them out. So as far as Yeezy, it seems like right now with all the momentum happening, things are moving into the right direction, which I think people have definitely been missing Ye's contributions to the game. So it's just so cool to see him back in full effect. So let me know down below, what is your favorite new Yeezy model? And I just want to let you guys know, I can't say too much, but we do have new Yeezys on the way. They're coming up really soon. That's really all I could tell you guys right now. But as far as Yeezy, man, back in full effect. Can't wait for you guys to see what they got in store. And as far as like shipping, things are starting to get better. A lot of you guys are going to be starting to receive your BL1s coming up soon. Shipments of the SL3s are continuing to come through. So it's just good to be back, man. And I'm happy to be covering Yeezys once again. It just feels right. The energy feels good. We're back, man. So if you guys enjoyed today's update, do me a favor, hit that like button before we bounce. We're gonna jump into today's poll of the day where I asked you guys, is it time for Nike to sell Converse? Yesterday, they did drop their earnings card to investors, giving the quarterly numbers, which things weren't looking too great for Converse as sales continue to decline. We had roughly around 350 votes, which the majority of you guys, well, 54% of y'all said it is time for them to sell Converse. I would say though, like the fact that Nike spent so much money to purchase Converse years ago, they should have been sold them already, but the fact that they still been holding on. Don't forget Converse, the Chuck Taylor, I felt like just sales off that alone would keep them afloat, but apparently not. But love what they're doing with the Shea one as well. This dude put Converse without the Nike attachment would have the brand in a declining climate. They're mostly lifestyle and the competition is everything else. It would get the Skechers treatment at that point. Somebody else put selling Converse shrinks their playbook. They should leverage their iconic shoes, not dump them. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like the Chuck Taylor, plus they got other classic basketball models in their catalog as well. And then my boy Reggie said, nah, they making a killing with the Shays. That saved it. Salute, man. Appreciate the optimism, bro. Like I rock with the Shea one. So Nike, should they sell Converse? I would say the fact that they've held on to them so long as sales continue to decline, there's no point in selling it for a loss at this point. Leverage their iconic models, like my man said, and I think they'll continue to do good things. So JATV, appreciate you guys for pulling up, man. If you guys enjoyed that update, hit that like button on the way out. I'll catch you guys next time. Stay safe, stay blessed. I'm out. Love.